welcome back everyone. Here we are after day one. Got our Firefly forest lights in. I did go ahead and put some glue along the bottom corner and a little more hot glue where the wires come out there. But otherwise everything's as it was yesterday. Sort of, I'd say it seemed anticlimactic to spend almost an hour doing that yesterday, but I think as I was doing it, I was amazed how well they came through the holes and lined up and everything, so I'm pleased with how that worked out. But if you're new here, this is what I do. I buy these kits and build them step by step, mostly in real time. You get to see all my successes and all my failures and how I hopefully fix those inevitable failures as they come up. Upload daily and just trying to have a good time. We're not fixing the world's problems, we're just having fun building silly little models. And without any further ado, we're ready to jump into the next step, which is get to use our, what I call the AstroTurf, the grass. It's fuzzy. And we got a template for it here, so we're supposed to glue that onto the back here so we can cut these guys out. And see if I can get, I got the bad crease down here. There's creases, but that's the real bad ones. I think be able to avoid the worst of it if I go cheat up a little bit. Looks like it anyway. Alright, so let me, wrong page. I think I've always used regular glue on this. I'm going to try the hot glue since I've been using it so much here lately. And it only has it on the 4 corners according to the instructions. But I'm going to try and spread it out a little bit more than that. So I think I'll start. I've got these 2 corners. And I'll get them locked in place, then I'll work my way down as I fold it over, is my plan. So let's see how it goes. Let's see, corner, flip them real quick, get it lined up, and push down. Get you, like I said, just sort of anchored down. Yep. Now, try and get some here. Like so. Yeah, right in that zone where that ended up. Now maybe over here in this little alcove. Actually, let me give me a flashlight. If I can. It's gonna. Yeah, I can sort of see the back to hit. I can hit the glue on the back when I do that. Sort of. Make sure I'm not hitting anything I'm going to be needing to glue cut away. Over on this side. There. Okay. Seems to be holding down pretty good, so I'm liking that. Maybe I got this. I guess I'm gonna try and do a fairly consistent run right through there. I can get the glue to come out. Sorry about the flickering. I know it's, I don't know if it's showing up on camera. My display is not liking the light I'm using. In the middle. Now maybe this edge here, hopefully. Awesome. Okay. So try and go on this bottom edge some. And all right. should be, turn that irritating thing off. Okay, now, for tonight, I just need, it's like this one and this one. There's only two I'm going to be using tonight. So, let's knock them out. Alright, get the big boy scissors out, I think. Let's cut that down. Over there. Just a little bit more there. Okay, that one. Actually, let's probably just cut it in, not quarters, but cut it to 4 sections so we can make it easier to manage when I do need these guys. And they're all sticking good. Excellent. Set you aside. Now, I think I'll go there, there. You'll cut out the center part last. I should be able to do this, I think, fairly easily. Straight lines should make things a lot nicer. Separating a little there. Okay. Move those guys. They're out of the way. Now, interior bit. Okay, it is. Okay, have I got any? Okay, I do got glue left on that inside bit, so that's good. This is going to be the tricky part. I'm gonna cheat a little bit over on that line. Just give myself some slack, because I think there's some wiggle room here. If I'm reading the instructions right, it should be have a little bit of. There should be a little bit of grease here. I hear Neo sneaking around in here. I don't know if she's got in her mind. Okay. Oh. That. Let's do a test fit on. This is where we're supposed to end up mounting it. How it goes. What's going on? That's pretty close, and there's supposed to be a little overhang here, so yep, that's what we want. Excellent. And we got a little poke putting green if I ever want to make one. Now, that worked so good. Let's try. Ooh, do got this little notch to take out on this one, so I have to watch for that. I'm going to start on the straight edges again. I think I'll come back and take that little notch out. Let's concentrate on getting that glue down in our little area there, so I don't think that's going to come off. No glue over here, so let's actually nose down, get baby scissors. should just be there for me to. Yeah. So once I get this other cut done, I'll come back and cut that out. Now, this way. Like I said on the other one, I'm pretty sure we got a little bit of grease here, so it's not. Yeah, I'm trying to get close to the line, but I'm not going to worry too much about deviating slightly. Okay. Got a little crunch to there. A little bit stick there. That's okay. Now, a little notch there. Wonder if there's any grass left on the. Okay, notch out on that one. No, okay. Just saw another. Thought I'd forgot something, but I didn't. Okay. Square up those lines up with this notch. Okay. Worked out much better than I was expecting it to. I'm not going to complain about it for sure. Okay. We got a hole. I think that hole showing. No, that's over there, isn't it? I'm sure. Okay, well the picture hasn't mounted like that, but that's the same thing I was doing. Okay. Okay, so we got those guys cut. So now bring out our what we're gonna be gluing them to. And we gotta put some water features in. And let's see. This one is supposed to go right here in this corner. Like so. I guess I can come in a little bit tighter now. Done with that bigger stuff. Let's go B7000. I'm going to do bottom this to make sure I get along the edges. Probably overkill, probably too much. Yep, use too much, it's soaking through. That'll be okay. Pushing it around while it's still wet. Corner there. Put the excess out. I'll fix this off the edges. Alright, so that's in. Now this one, a little more tricky, I think. It's like that. And this maybe, I'll put it on there. That cover the edge. Okay, we do have to come down a little bit. I've got that much space. I'm going to go sort of, I'm not going to try and match it up exactly, but something. Let's see how much, if I'm a ruler here. It's 1/2 centimeter, so I think I'll just split the difference. Aim for about right there to be my edge. That should give us full coverage on our little thing. And they give us, and that's what the, and we're also supposed to go around the edge with the fuzzy too. So that's, we're going to be able to blend it in if we do miss, but sort of like to blend and not have to conceal, I guess. Okay, so definitely less glue this time, wider dots. Two in the middle. Okay, so that lined up on the edge, sort of with our mark there. About okay. So that should be good. Yeah, we're covered there. Excellent. Okay. Now, set you aside, bring you back in. And you're going to be, did never check this for coverage? Yeah, it's got, yeah, we're covered. And I think I'm having such good luck with this hot glue gun, I'm just going to press my luck. Keep going with it. So let's put a few dots down here on the edges. And then pop you on. Lined up. Okay. Our notch lines up. Our edge gets within reason. Yeah. All right. And already nice and tight. So let's work our way down. Maybe just a little bit further. I'm just going to continue to roll it down. This side of our notch this time, and around our water feature. And under our notch. And one last one across the bottom. All the way, that one. All right. Easy peasy. Little strings there, but still, yeah. Just like that. Excellent. Yeah, sort of. I wonder if I can do the same thing here. Let's see, we're supposed to be against this edge because there's supposed to be a little overhang over there. So, because this is where our mirror is going to hide underneath there. A little bit more difficult to line up the edge there. Trying to see. Yeah. Looking at time, trying to figure out how far we're going to go tonight. I think I can do it. Pick you up, get you. Okay. Well, not as much meat on this bone, so let's just do that one there. And I'll go under. Get greedy and do too much at once, maybe. Or maybe not. So there, got our overlap. Like I said, this is where the mirror is going to live underneath there. So that's cool. Turned out pretty nice, I think. Like I said a minute ago, this is where, let me grab a piece of cardboard. I'm supposed to do some blending, so I'll get the old school glue. I'm just going to run a real light bead around the edge here and shake in some, or sprinkle on some fuzz. I think that's supposed to sort of conceal that carpet cut. Keep this stuff around just for little occasions like this. A little bit thick. But I think that'll still work. Just a sprinkle on there. Didn't sprinkle as well as I wanted it to. The AstroTurf's doing a better job of hanging on to it than the glue is. Okay, once that dries up, I think that'll be alright. Not perfect, but I think, let's say, the glue will dry clearer, so that should work okay. See if I can get a better bead on this smaller one. Has it first. Maybe everywhere, see if that works any better. Shake off the extras. Alright. Now, got our leftover fuzz. Yeah, I'm not going to try and get in that little baggie. Box over here, trying to see if I can't. Oh, I'm just going to make a mess if I do that. Just hit the trash can. And I got most of it in there. Okay. Now, the fun begins. Let's see if it shows on camera. It's hard. I can barely see it in person. But there's... Yeah, it does show actually pretty good when you can see there's a little slant on that. You get squares and not squares. So it sort of shows on my... That's too bright. I'll show it on the back. It's got... But just barely got a little... I think this one is square. Okay, so the little one is square, big one is not. Okay, that's square, square, not square. Okay. It says the short side is on this side, so we want it that leaning that way. Evidently. And this guy on top right there. Square up the edges. And it's but first things first, actually, I'm jumping the gun. I need to set this aside. I think we need to build a frame before we start building the insides. So that means hit this one last time because gotta unhook it because we're about to mount this one. Okay. In theory, I did that with the wire nut so it'd be easy to undo. I do tie a little nuts in. Okay, so hang on to y'all because I'm sure I'll reinstall you. And this guy you can sort of see barely. There's a dashed line and it's at an angle, which is new for me. And you go, let's see which way does this go. Okay. This guy goes on that angle like that. Now I'm assuming 90 degrees here. And this guy, I'm pretty sure goes in between, goes on top. So, yeah, because that works because that's flush there, so it does go on the inside of not. I was trying to figure out, do I go on the back or the inside? Go on the inside. So, first thing I'm gonna do, try and get this guy here. So let's probably something to lean it up against, maybe. That's. And I'll just pick this thing up on I think on Amazon Haul. It was sort of their answer to Temu before Temu got domesticated or whatever you want to call it. But it, but little cheap things that you used to buy off Temu, and Amazon selling them. And I have been noticing here lately. I've been getting stuff that I order from Temu from Amazon delivery guys. So it's they've been intermingled since the whole tariff drama started up again. Okay, so we got that gives me several right angles to work with if I need them. I think this is going to give me enough support where I can put it there, lean it up against the back of it, and let the glue sort of set in. And I'll use the B7000 because it's a little forgiving for the first, I think, 24 hours before it really cures. I can't forget. 48 hours for it to fully harden. So yeah, that gives us time to wobble it around as I want to put that other one in. So let's run a bead down this edge. Fairly healthy, but don't want to go crazy with it. All the way up and down. And up against it. At the top and bottom. Should be reasonably square, but I think if you're not square, when I put this other piece in the side, it should pull it into square. And I think for that one, I know I've been using it a lot tonight. I must go jump back to that hot glue gun, but I want to give this one a good 20 or 30 minutes to sort of get sticky and start supporting itself. I think it looks pretty good contact all the way across. I think we're at a good starting point. So I'm going to let that sit, and I'll be right back, and we will. Oh, actually, I left. Did I leave them plugged in? No, they're not plugged in. Okay, yeah, it's definitely not plugged in. So I'm going to come back, and we will continue. Okay, should be sticky enough to be stable. A little wobbly, but staying in place. Brace you back up against it. Okay, and like I said, we're going to go this guy. I can barely see the line. That's its angle. Like so. Make sure the water is up against that wall. And I got the wires underneath there, so it makes them a little wobbly. But I think we're going to be in good shape. Okay. Trying to decide how I want to do this. Okay, I'm going to go hot glue against this edge, and that should let me have enough wobble. And I can put the glue on the bottom of this and hopefully bring it down into it and sort of spread it around. So, just got to be real quick about it. I'm not sure. Ooh, how am I going to keep this level? Okay, hang on. I got an idea. Let's see, a couple of clamps and one of my limitless pieces of scrap that I have everywhere. Sure, I can find a good square, straight piece somewhere, or maybe there's something. Thought it was a limitless supply of scrap. I don't know. Okay, maybe. Hey, there we go. And now I need something with a square edge. That won't work. Okay, we got some acrylic here. Okay. Put you clamp that in place. That gives me a line up and down. So do on there. So now I've got a straight line right there to go. Okay, so close to the front there. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I always struggle with the free-floating floors. But even okay, so let's see how it goes. No time like the present. I've procrastinated long enough. Put it off. Bead along the edge. And jump in. Yeah, I don't think that's level. I can see it's not level for sure. But that's not a surprise. I will adapt as we have to. But now I need support along this edge, so sort of ease it up just a little bit there. Like I said, I'm going to put my hot glue right there. Not high enough for you all to see, but I did. There's a line of hot glue there. And ease you in. Now we got that, and got a clump here. Must have hit with my fingers while I was moving things around. Let's sort of spread that a little bit. Okay, as I say, you can see definitely got more. Got a little slope, so it's going that way. But I've done worse before, for sure. Still got a good corner up here, so that's nice. All right. And am I gonna go any further? Yeah, I'm gonna a little bit further, I think. Okay. Now, like I said, got the bigger mirror. And we want the short side. On there, so it can end up being in here somewhere. That's a lot of space behind that thing. Is that? Well, that's just me freestyling it. That's going to be in here. Something like so. It's pretty close on that edge here, so that's good. But yeah, that is still a pretty good bit of space back there. It's going to be not used, but got the mirror making the illusion of depth. So, like I said, the short side over there. Excuse me. Let's mount you. How are we going to mount you? We're going to mount. It's supposed to be mounted right there. On that edge. There I am spreading our moss or whatever you want to call it around, or algae around our pond. Okay, so I think let's stick with the hot glue. I'm overusing it now. I'm getting. Short side there. Okay. But I do like how it works. Okay, now you're supposed to be in back there. So that's going to be that situation. So I'll think. All those details back there in that back corner down there, and they're just covering everything up here. I've got the trees and rocks. And alright, but okay, so about like that. It's in there nice and snug. So I think that doesn't need glue on the bottom or the sides. I'm just going to hit those sides on our, with guess what? Hot glue. Let's hit the around the corner. I'll get you in place quickly-ish. Alright. And then okay, well, then we'll go the other mirror. Got its spacer. Whoop. This one. It goes into this corner. And this mirror goes on this. So that's going to be an interesting dynamic here, because it's got it's going to have reflections going everywhere. And it says to leave 0.3 centimeters back here, but I don't think it matters. We're not going to put anything else back there, so we just want to get this thing mounted straight. So I don't think we have to worry about exactly the yeah. I say I think as long as we're towards the top and we get that angle, that should be okay. So that's what I'm going to go for. It's that cold glass and it just sets almost immediately. Let's see something. No, this one just goes in that angle, and like I say, it's got some overhang here. We got some glue. I think. Yeah, we put a little one more dab of hot glue here. It's really the inside half. I'm going to go into our AstroTurf. That corner. And that's a nice flush corner up there. Blend's going to blend in really nice. Okay, I think that's what we're supposed to be done. Alright, now I think once it's installed, now it tells you to peel the protective layers off. Hard to show the peel after the fact. Okay, that worked. Okay, gonna need some help on this one. Okay, there it goes. Alright. Yeah, so that's going to create a pretty cool illusion there, I think. It looks like we're going to be building a lot of trees and stuff in front of it, so this is really going to make it look lush back there. Now let me reinstall these lights right quick off camera, and we'll take a look at that, and we will call that a night. Okay, just did a quick and dirty connection on there, so I'm not not permanent, but like I say, it gets this sort of see. Yeah, it's going to be creating those. Yeah, it's going to be doubling and tripling up all those lights and everything in there. That's going to be a really cool effect. I still don't understand the different angles on the mirrors, but I'm sure it'll all come together. But yeah, I think that's good. Other way. Yeah, we're gonna. It seems another one of those nights where it seems like it did a lot of work, but it doesn't look like a lot of progress. But I guess it is. You know, we got our floor installed, and I'm very tickled at how clean that corner is, and how clean the back corner is too. I've never had one of these line up that good. Disappointed myself in that. I don't have any lights on. How close the floor was. There goes Neo again. But that's what we're going to call it a night. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like, subscribe, comment, complain, share. Do whatever you want to with all that. Be good to one another. Stay safe, and click on the link. There's my channel up there if you want to subscribe. There's my other channel where I just posted another video yesterday. That's what YouTube thinks you're watching, and over there's the playlist for this whole build. See you tomorrow.